Peace. This is part 2 to Kullchr Unit 8. But first, I want to give a special shout out to Blue Yeti for the beautiful sounds of the microphones that we use here on the set. So, if y'all listening, if y'all want to send us some gift, y'all want to send us some new mics, you know what I'm saying? So we can test them out for y'all, give them a good scream in and all of this right here. Hook us up here on the set, man. This is the best damn podcast in Georgia, and we plan on being here a long time. So, y'all listen to the rest of the show, man. Peace. Who is the best, as far as who's been announced that they running and stuff now? Who you feel like?
Well, I know Kamala Harris. I know Cory Booker. I know Elizabeth Warren. I'm not for sure.
Cory Booker sound like Obama when he talk.
I mean, but see, he sound like. But Obama. You got to look at what the stage he said. That's what he's trying to. That's the coattail he's gonna try to ride in.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Had I known Obama
would turn out like
would have no. I ain't gonna even say turn out, man. I don't even know. I might edit this out.
Go ahead and say no. I might edit this because this is free speech. You are invoking your First Amendment right. Go ahead and say it.
They're not going to tell you everything up front. That's why you need to pray before you vote.
No, but look, come to find out, he did talk about that. He did. Let me tell you what happened. The LGBT community brought him a check up there. They won't wait a minute. They say, look here, you push our goddamn agenda. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we don't know about. These motherfuckers passing checks around saying, hey, I'm going to endorse you.
Even here.
That's where I'm going.
They have big checks here.
Big checks.
I'm talking about you go to what y'all say, what, midterm?
So where's our... So what check do we pass over to Cory Booker or Kamala Harris?
Look. I'm gonna say this.
I ain't right now. She don't want that one of mine.
No. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and this is my disclaimer on this. I have 1, 2. I have 3 cousins that are gay. That I know.
I got a lot of them.
But just because I don't agree with your lifestyle, that does not mean I don't love you.
Right.
That's just like I may like salad, you may like soup. We can agree to disagree, and that's a small thing, but I'm just making the analogy towards it. But yeah, but that's another thing that is happening. That's another thing that is happening. I don't push heterosexual. What would be the right way to say it? Heterosexualism or whatever. Heterosexuality.
We can make up any damn thing that they can say LGBTQ community.
Heterosexual and don't forget about the P. They trying to put the P in there too.
What's the P?
Pedophilia.
Well, they can children.
Bro, you ain't looked at. They trying to make it legal where if I'm 65. And I want to mess with a 15 or 10-year-old, I can if they agree to it.
Yeah, I did see that, but that ain't going nowhere.
But the point I'm trying to make is, you really getting. And where do you draw the line with the check? But see, that's the thing about it. It all goes back to where we started it, about your integrity and about how much would it take to buy you out.
That's tough.
That's what I'm saying. That's what this is all about.
That's tough.
It's a numbers game, just like Steve Harvey told Monique. This is a money game.
And
you hate to say it, but integrity is gone by the wayside. Moral character is gone by the wayside.
See,
it's up to us. It's up to us to. We have to start like this. We have to. You can't even be. It's bad in America today when you have to censor your language. You can't say certain words, and I'm you can't say faggot. You can't say, but you can still call somebody a nigger.
Yeah.
With the ER.
Yeah. No, we can walk around all day and say my nigga.
Yeah.
My nigga.
But if you say that, then somebody can possibly sue you for defamation of character. Just because I practice a certain lifestyle, you want to demean me by using that terminology? But just because I am a certain race or ethnicity, you want to call me that, and you can get away with it by freedom of speech. I can say what I want to say.
That's crazy.
So it's like it's a double standard. But I mean, my thing with that is, I think that's how you have to, me personally, my opinion, once again, I think that's how you have to teach it and instruct it.
You know, we said a lot just then that a lot of people won't dare say because they trying to save a brand that they have.
But see, Redman said something about 3 months ago, I heard, that he's free.
Redman?
I can say what the fuck I want to say.
Right.
And say it how I want to say it. And Killer Mike said the same thing too. That's what Trigger Warning is all about.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Watch that if you haven't watched it. Watch Trigger Warning.
You watch it on Netflix.
I mean, it's a social experiment. What I think we really need. I mean, it shows racial tolerance.
So, let's just say one of your family members come to you with a question about why things not working. Just want some advice. How are you gonna handle that?
How I'm gonna handle it from a spiritual standpoint or from a logical standpoint?
Spiritual. When you say something ain't working, what you like?
You know, like girls in relationship with girls, they come to you for advice.
Right.
You're not against it. Like Javerna just said that just because you gave that,
I'm not gonna say I'm for it. I don't agree with it. So that therefore puts me against it. I don't agree with homosexuality.
How do you handle that?
That's all I'm saying.
Come to you with advice about how to go about getting a girl to like them. What is your analogy?
I use tact, and I would say this. First off, let me tell you this. I'm a heterosexual woman, so I really wouldn't know how to answer that. Secondly, I am a Christian woman, so my views are not like your views. I don't see things the way you see things. So that further should let you know that I'm not the right one to answer this. But if you really want, you have to preface it by giving.
Because I get that from females.
But you have to. It's just like
so females ask you how to come on to another woman.
She works with the female. You know? And they think it's okay because she's a nice person.
Right.
And she's easy to talk to. But that's my thing. Even if a guy were to ask me that, first of all, I've never been approached like that.
See, this is where I lose them. What does the Bible say?
Okay.
This is where I lose them.
Time out. You're going to lose people whenever you say the Bible. Mm-hmm. But what you can use in the place of that
is...
As Christians, we don't use anything in the place, and here's why.
No, use in place of the Bible?
Yeah, but I'm
words trigger shit.
But
words trigger shit. So
that's why I said tact.
Okay.
So what does
the word say?
There you go. What does the word?
The word of God.
You can
see now. You done bypass saying because see people.
They don't want to hear nothing about the Bible.
They don't want to hear Bible.
But you can use scripture without reference, and see that's the tricky thing for me, because if I'm a Christian, I'm gonna reference the Bible. But this is one thing I find out about.
Like he says, it's the choice of
but let me say this. I gotta get this out my chest. I got a book in the truck right now called "Be Ready to Explain." No matter how much truth you give somebody, and it's truth, especially in Egypt. It's truth written in the hieroglyphics that has the same story as the 12 disciples in Jesus. Now, it would make sense that the Jews would come out of Egypt and repeat that story and just change the names. But in Egypt, it's Horus and 12 disciples.
Right.
But now, and just like I've seen commentary on YouTube where people say, well, if you were to have gone up to him, it would probably be 3,000 years ago now, and said Jesus, he would not even know who you're talking about because that was not his name. Because the letter J didn't show up until 1644, 45 when the Gutenberg print press. So that's why I gave those names. But when the Greeks, and see, that's another problem I have. When you're talking about what's the word I'm looking for? When you're translating from one language to another one.
Like telephone, it never comes.
Yeah, but they keep talking about when it went from Hebrew to the Greek. They forget about the language he spoke, or I guess a dialect of Hebrew, which was Aramaic. That's totally different. So you go from Aramaic to Hebrew, from what I understand, to Greek, Latin, and then whatever else they use. They had to make up a lot of stuff, because if you read the Lamsa Bible, which is a translation from Aramaic, which what he spoke, or I think in some places it says like a dialect of Aramaic, which was Coptic, that it's verses in the King James Bible that don't even appear in the Lamsa Bible. They had to be put in there. And anytime you start to translate anything, you lose context of what it meant.
Gotcha.
Just like the parable or the story where it says it's harder for a rich man to enter in heaven as it is for I'm going somewhere with it, as it is for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. And in the original Aramaic, it wasn't even a camel. It was a knotted rope pulling through the eye of a needle. And you have to unknot the rope before it to go to the eye of the needle. But how do you get that? But the guy showed the translation of Gamel or whatever it is, and they just put camel in there. Mm-hmm. So it's the alliteration of it. It gets away from the true meaning. But I say all that to say this: at the end of the day, it's all about faith. It's what you believe. I do not believe I do not believe that we came from microbes or bacteria. I believe we were created. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God, and I do believe in Jesus. And here's why. I haven't seen this, and maybe it exists. Everybody that has an NDE, near-death experience, has never come back and said that they've seen Allah. They've seen Vishnu. They've seen Buddha. And I follow Ravi Zacharias on YouTube. Somebody asked him, and he's a Christian apologist, if anybody wants to know. He said most Muslims that are they're converted to Christianity, it is because Jesus himself have come to them. And he had a story of, he was in Tehran or Iran or wherever. This Muslim soldier had converted to Christianity in a country where he was going to be persecuted, going to be killed if they found out. And this ex-Muslim convert told him Jesus came to him. This man didn't even believe. Jesus came to him in his dream and told him who he was. And then he touched him on his chest. And to this day, and he showed it on camera, on his chest, the hair where Jesus touched him, it is white. It won't grow, it won't come in any other color. And that's how most people in foreign countries are conformed or transformed or converted, by their religious experience, so to speak. And even, it was funny when I heard it, but it was a story on YouTube. Don't even know if it's true, but maybe it is, but it's the fact that they publicized it. A little white boy died. Came back, told his daddy, Dad, I went to heaven and I saw Jesus and he was a nigger. You know, but from the area of the world he came from, he had olive skin, whether you want to call him African or black or whatever. I mean, he wasn't white. So that's something I don't subscribe to anyway. So I see white Jesus, no, that's a no-go for me. But that's just, once again, my personal opinion, how I feel about stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's all about faith. It's all about what you believe. And then what we were just talking about, it just doesn't go together.
So my thing, what Marilyn was talking about, even though somebody may not be a Christian, even though they may not be a Muslim, whatever, it's the way that we tell people stuff.
It's being tactful.
You listen. They did it with us. They still doing it with us.
Exactly.
It's not what they're saying. It's how they're saying.
Subliminal control. That's all.
We need to be tactful with our church. It's how we reach them.
Right.
You can't, one word, you lose them.
Yeah, and
one word.
And you know what? Good thing about that.
It's amazing how
so many words we don't even know what words they understand now.
It's amazing how this whole conversation seems to be coming full circle. You know, it seemed like we ended up where we started it.
Yeah.
Knowing how to talk to kids, being tactful. But go ahead, man.
We don't know what words. We would have to listen to their music in order to know what words they're comfortable with. Right?
Yeah,
because that's how the words, that's how the music works.
You just said
not
on that basis.
At the beginning when we started recording, talking about hip hop, you was talking about your son writing music, doing music. You used to would know what artists it was by the things that they was talking about.
You right about that?
So that's how the hip hop taught us a lot.
Yeah.
Because of the person that was saying it. And we knew when we heard Rakim, we was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
KRS-One. I mean,
yeah, we knew.
You knew.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's why I said we would have to listen to their music, and I can't get my goddamn
Their
stomach.
music is garbage. Straight
I
garbage.
can't get my stomach to listen
well, I
to
mean,
it.
you know, it's
It ain't
look. Probably the same way we feel is the same way my dad.
No.
Because when I used to listen to a lot of that stuff, my dad was like, "What in the fuck are you listening to?"
Yeah.
I mean, you
Like
know.
Bone came out.
Yeah,
Same,
What
about the same thing on that too. I mean,
yeah,
now some of it, he probably, I think he was okay with. I think he was okay with Biggie. I know he was okay with Tupac, but like a lot of other artists, I mean, that's when hip hop was just raw though. I try to find common ground, and I know people probably gonna beat me up about this, but I guess because of my sign, yeah, I believe in a little horoscope and stuff too, you know. But
a lot of people do. I don't.
I'm not gonna say believe in it, but what I'm saying is, it seems like the sign is whatever it says about it is very
close.
But I like to use logic a lot, and this is one thing that Socrates said, and this is why I do believe in the Bible and a lot of stuff that it says, and some stuff I do question. But one thing I know for sure is that I know nothing at all, because. You know, people say, well, how do you believe a man walked on water? Well, just because we can't do it, it doesn't prove that nobody can't do it. If they heighten their sense of consciousness.
Okay. Oh, you know. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Cause
know.
see, I got somewhere else I want to go with this.
You
but
don't
go
know.
ahead.
So see, that's
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying. Just because we can't
Take your mind
fathom that, you have gurus or yogis in India that they record being able, and it's matter of fact, whatever the book that they read, it's stories in that book that said when the English or when certain attackers came in, they reported that they were floating because they had learned how to attain a high level of consciousness.
So just because
this ain't nothing about this ain't nothing about what we talking about over here.
So,
this is all in another country.
So just because we didn't see it, don't mean it didn't happen.
Amen.
All right. So now,
Go ahead.
I told y'all. This right here been bothering me for about 2 weeks, y'all.
Go ahead, man.
The guy that play on Empire.
Right.
So y'all heard the story, right?
No, that
About
that,
being
oh,
attacked and
That.
them pouring bleach on him, putting a noose around
But
his
see, the
neck.
thing is,
Nah,
Let me let you unpack that.
I'm one of these
Unpack that.
people. I'm one of
Unpack
these
that.
people.
Unpack that.
I'm one of these people that I just can't believe this shit happened to him with all these damn cameras going on. With it, and it just came out that they found the subway paper. They also found
that was a
a hot sauce bottle with bleach substance in it.
But
a reporter found this days after, a week after.
So you thinking it was planned?
They won't accept his phone records because he told them he'll get it to him, but he done marked a lot of shit out, so they won't accept that. I'm just curious
first of all,
about
if you
this.
were a victim of a hate crime, you're open to any investigation. You should be.
But okay, now see, they going with the hate crime, right?
Disregarding scrutiny and everything, you should be open to any and all investigation. If it happened,
we're gonna say allegedly. I noticed they've been using
you always
that.
like to use that word.
Yeah.
Because the burden of proof is on what they say, the court.
Man,
you
listen.
innocent. Well, so it allegedly it happened until we prove it did.
How do you feel about it if he? Since we didn't see, now I know this shit happens.
So that's what
I know shit happens now. I know hate crimes happening right now. Right now, as we speak, it's a hate crime being done. Right now, whether they're gonna report it the way that he reported it, whether it happened
how did
or not.
Report it? Did he call somebody to come pick him up?
Yeah, he called him about 40 minutes later
so he
with
got
the
his
noose
ass,
still around his neck.
I wasn't even gonna say
the
that.
noose was still around his neck.
I was gonna say so. He got.
Do
his
y'all
ass,
hear me?
He got his ass.
I said
he got his
I
ass.
said the noose was still around his neck.
So he didn't bother to take the noose from around his neck.
I see you running down the street with
But what time did he find to finish that goddamn subway? That's what I want to know.
40 minutes later. 40 minutes later.
So I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not saying something didn't happen. I know something probably happened to the young man. Now what's being reported was he was at a gay club and he was flirting with a guy's boyfriend.
That'll get your ass
They
to
followed his ass home
That'll get your ass to
and whooped his ass.
That'll get your ass to
So
He's embarrassed about that ass.
exactamundo. No. So what I want to know now since they wanted to, because this was to rile something up. It's a law.
What are you saying? I mean, what the rise? What up? Their agenda?
Is
that what you're saying?
It's a law they won't pass.
But is that what you're saying?
For a hate crime to be
punishable by what?
Punishable by death.
Oh, I knew you were headed there.
Y'all didn't hear me, did you?
Boy, you should have had some music to play.
I know. I might add that in now. I might add that in now in the editing. I might add. But yeah, so what if he? What if the Chicago police come up and say, "Hey, there's nothing we can come up with to corroborate your story"?
I mean, what, he just lied? I mean,
it's just a lie. But man, look, we got if we looking for any kind of change, if we want to be right, we gotta treat him like they'll treat one of us lying to the police.
Right. Like his ass up.
This is inciting a riot now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
That's a big punishment. Now I know it's kind of hard, but see, guess what? A lot of people don't want to look at it, and I gotta be honest, because he gay. It ain't because he a black man.
No.
It ain't because he a black man. So this goes back to just because we didn't see it happen, don't mean it didn't happen.
That's gonna be a new segment.
Hey.
Just because we didn't see it.
Just because we didn't see it happen.
But I mean, even going back to that, I mean, it's you will find in the archaeological record, if I'm saying that word right, and like I said, I've looked at a lot of stuff. And at the end of the day, you can find stuff disproven. You can find stuff proven. You have even archaeologists say when we go to dig in the Middle East, we refer to the Bible, their biblical record. I just think, once again, when them people get a hold to anything and they feel like they can monetize it and turn it into a control.
I just want to know who them people is.
Right.
Them crackers.
Oh, okay, them crackers. Okay. That's what I want to know.
Because spirituality is freeing. Mm-hmm. Religion is control. Right. And you see it. You see it with mega churches. You see it with local churches. Big Mama on the front row, she can't pay her rent, but they saying, look, with all your faith, you give your last $200-$300. And a lot of people say that's a cliche. It's a cliche, but it's happening. See, that's the thing.
But it's happening.
It's happening. And I'm gonna say this.
You know somebody right now? Do you know somebody right now?
Well, I'm gonna say this. The church that I go to, and see, this is another thing. The Bible said, the word says. I'm gonna be politically correct because what we do. But I like to say the Bible, but God loves a cheerful giver. But not just that. If you think about it, the law of reciprocity works anyway. Have you ever noticed the more you give out, the more you receive?
Yes.
I noticed that.
So why is it just not, you want to give credit to, what goes around comes around. Mm-hmm. Same thing, reaping and sowing.
That's right.
But it's also in the Bible. But apparently it may be in other religions as well.
Right.
But it has to have some merit to it because it works. Mm-hmm. People now want to say, well, you speak it out to the universe and the universe gives it back. It still has to have some merit to it because whether or not you want to say it's rooted in mysticism or voodoo or whatever, it works.
Right.
So whatever you want to call it, it works. So I just subscribe to that. That's just my thing.
And you know what?
And if I choose to believe, and this is what I tell my wife and I tell any other people, if what I believe hurts you and offends you, but I'm not pushing it on you, but when you ask me, I live my life a certain way. Yeah, I curse. Yeah, I do a lot of things and I fall short, but I got a lot of love in my heart. Mm-hmm. And you got a lot of people that'll walk the straight and narrow. And like I tell people, on that day, when my time comes, If I have done everything I'm supposed to do and I believe in Jesus and God, if it ain't true, it don't hurt me. But if it is true, you ain't believe nothing.
Right.
It is what it is.
I got you.
You know, so that was it don't cost me nothing to believe.
Right. And
It's gonna cost you everything. Not
If you don't, it is true.
Yo, listen to me, people.
That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I admit
That's
I don't
all,
go
that's
to.
all, that's all I'm saying.
I admit I don't
all
go to
I'm-
church.
Hey, but-
I
but
don't go to
you
church.
are the church.
Okay,
your shirt almost say go to church.
I know, right? But what I'm
you
saying
are
is
the-
this.
We are the church. That's the thing.
But you know what church is for?
And this can be church.
Right.
Well, what it say? Two or more gathered in my name. That show I should be also. I mean, you can call it. You can call us whatever you call it. There, it should be. That should
Don't
be
do that because I start doing this again.
But what I'm saying, I like that. When our pastor preached about context last Sunday, that opened a lot of things to me, and it's just like we were talking earlier about being tactful. It is the parameters in which you frame something.
Right.
If we blaze up right now, when it's over, it's over. But now if we blaze up now and I get in the truck, shit, I gotta get me a nut. Then I get to where I'm going, shit, I gotta get me a nut. Then I'm overdoing it because too much of anything can hurt you.
Let's see.
Overindulgence.
I'm gonna take through
That's a sin.
through my couple of years.
Yeah.
Through my couple of years of listening to podcasts, I come to find out that that's what preachers do. Preachers ain't nothing but a big podcast.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I mean,
a lot of them ain't even tapped into it. If y'all do, I need my credits.
But that's another thing. But that's another thing too. That's something else I learned. You ain't even got to be tapped into it to reap the benefits of it. What I mean by that is you don't have to even be what we call anointed to preach a good sermon.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
Get a church started.
I'm gonna tell you something, man, and you probably finna giggle your ass off.
Probably will.
I call when I need to hear a good word, I call George Polk. When I say that boy know the Bible, excuse me. When I say that joker know the word,
Yeah.
he can make things make sense to you.
Yeah.
And then I have to think back when they say,
He
it
using
ain't gonna
foolish
be
things of the wise.
it ain't gonna be the person that's all dressed up behind it.
It's gonna be them street soldiers.
It's gonna be
That's what the people in the street.
Man,
That's what it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be the
tough.
guys in the
He's
pulpit.
ambassador for Christ.
But see, that's the
That
thing.
is tough.
And that's why I try to live my life a certain way, because if I conduct my affairs, my business affairs, my life affairs, and I consider my character, who I am as a man or as a woman, that will compel people to say, hey man, what do you do? What are you doing? How do you? And I don't judge anybody for whatever they're doing. No matter whatever you do. If it's homosexuality or whatever, I'm gonna love you because that's what's gonna change you. The love is gonna change you, not the judging. Now, if you ask me my opinion, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong because you asked my opinion, and then I'm gonna give you a logical basis for it. Because if you think about a lot of stuff, if you just really take it and you lay the Bible out, if you follow the precepts set up, I ain't talking about by the Pharisees, Sadducees, or whatever, but if you follow the precepts set up by Jesus, and just take him out of the equation. If you don't like that, just follow him and see how your life changes. Just follow his teachings and see how your life changes. I guarantee you, if you hold fast to it, it will change your life.
Exactly.
I guarantee you. Because at the end of the day, if you fill yourself up with love, can't nobody hurt you anyway. That's just my take on it. I'm hurting right now, man, because of what happened to my brother. But then I'm reminded every day that irregardless of how I feel about the situation, about the people involved in the situation, about who may have directly done it, I have to forgive them. And this is just not biblical law. What I'm saying is, if I choose to lend myself over to that feeling of malice, hate, destruction, that will eat me up. And I will become that same thing that killed my brother. So that's why I cannot let myself go that route. And I have to pray, meditate, and I fast.
Lord, and he will repay.
And that's what you have to stand on.
That's tough.
I'm just being real. I mean,
Yeah, I
and
feel
if you don't like to use Jesus, if you don't like to use God, if you take everything out and just use the word as context and place it against whatever you're dealing with. My dad told me something. If you're dealing with anything, he told me, he said, take whatever you're dealing with, write it down, put it on Psalms 37. His mother taught him that. Her mother taught her that.
It works.
It works. People can say it's like casting a spell or whatever they want to, but whatever you're dealing,
I'll go back and listen.
whatever you're dealing with,
Psalms 37.
whatever you're struggling.
What does Psalm 37?
Glad you should ask. Where's my bag? You want me to read it to you?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear it because I'm at a point in my life, man, where I'm trying to
It works.
to get
I'm a living
to get my soul together. You know what I'm
We
saying?
don't mess around, man. We're gonna be done had church on this thing, man. You probably don't wanna turn that thing into there.
It works.
You probably don't wanna turn that thing into there.
But after you read it, go ahead.
Alright, it says, this is Psalms 37. It says, don't worry about the wicked or envy those who do wrong, for like grass they soon fade away. Like spring flowers they soon wither. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. He will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. Be still in the presence of the Lord, and wait patiently for him to act. Don't worry about evil people who prosper, or fret about wicked schemes. Stop being angry. Turn from your ways.
Okay, he died.
That's tough.
It's long.
Do not lose your temper.
Hey, you know what?
Do not lose your temper.
Uh-huh.
It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. So the wicked will disappear. Though you look for them, they will be gone. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. The wicked plot against the godly. They snarl at them in defiance, but the Lord just laughs. For he says their day of judgment coming. For he sees their day of judgment coming. The wicked draw their swords and string their bows to kill the poor and oppressed. You know, but it goes on more like that.
I called that.
It hit you right now. Now let me throw something at you.
But
It's
by you not even really being religious, if you just take and just listen to the word and say, well, it's just a poem. Okay, it's a powerful poem.
It's power, but see, let me tell you.
It's
let me tell you
words.
something.
It's power in words.
I'm gonna tell you something. A man told what a man told me one day, and I pretty much put the puzzle together. You know how people talk to you and say, and they'll ask you, and what happened then? And so a wise man. I'm gonna say he's a wise man. Told me one day, he said, the only reason white people run this country like they do is because they're going by a blueprint that we ain't going by. They're going by the blueprint.
That's how they instituted control.
They're going by the blueprint.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you want the power and the control, that's how to get it. Now you want me to tell you who that wise man was?
Who?
George Paul. I'm trying to tell you now. I called.
But that's
I
true.
Called, that's my cousin, by the way. You gonna meet him one day.
But that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
And see, they're using something that we want. You know, that's one. But I have to reconcile a few differences because my daddy, he grew up in. He was born in 53. He grew up in mid 50s, early 60s. He said, that was the time where a white man would go to church and have you swinging from a tree by one. Mm-hmm. He said it didn't make no difference to him because of how he extrapolated truth from the Bible.
Right,
It was his own truth, but it really wasn't truth. It's just what he saw it as.
They weren't scared to fight in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, that's the thing. You can use that tool for good or evil. And they choose to try to
the evil
sidestep it.
See the
I ain't gonna
evil.
say sidestep it, but they choose to try to straddle the fence a little bit. Well, it's good over here, but then we gonna get this money over here, so let's let the LGBT do this right here, by there. But biblically, that's not right.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Now,
That's
even
right.
even if we don't even subscribe to that, logically, you can see it's not right.
I can see it's not right. I can.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So where does your moral compass come from?
Shit, my soul.
Where does your soul come from?
Shit, tell me.
A spirit.
A spirit. Okay, yeah.
And what is Jesus? He's Holy Spirit.
Not just
So you
that
take the
though.
Holy Spirit, come
Not
down
just
to
that
the
though.
Spirit, makes it Holy.
Even if you look at science, even if you look at
like you are an image of me, my
Right.
sons. I've always like run along with that saying because I mean that's why I'm not big in church stuff like.
But that's
that.
why you have to study to show thyself approved. Even if you study, if you find flaws in it, oh well, so be it.
Believe not in your own understanding.
But let me
No,
tell you,
it can guide you. Like you just read that, it'll show you different
Sometimes
ways.
hearing the word is only gonna.
But just like Terrence just said too, he understands it when George unpacks that thing from him. See, a lot of times, the carnal mind, or what I say, the natural, the fleshly mind, cannot understand the things of God, because just like the Bible says, his thoughts are not his ways are not our ways are not his ways. Just like his thoughts are not our thoughts are not his thoughts. But when you open yourself up to it and you feed that to yourself, then the truth becomes what we call in church the rhema. It is revealed to you. Because let's say you may read a scripture and that don't make sense. But when you think about it and you ask God to reveal certain things to you, it starts to make sense. Just like it gets revealed to him. Mm-hmm. Because he may read that scripture and say, it's just words on page. But see, when George get him with that thing, he be like, oh yeah.
And man, it all goes back to what I was telling you the other day. Some people learn different from other people.
Right.
All of us heard Miss Livingston say the same thing.
Yeah, you touched on that.
Some of us made an A. Some of us made a B. Some of us made a C, D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she said it the same way. She didn't dumb it down.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
She didn't dumb it down.
But it's the comprehension, though.
Right. It's how you comprehend.
It's your comprehension. And, you know.
But that's using your gift, and everybody has a gift. Some people can help you dissect that thing where you could understand it.
Right.
It's the same words.
That's it.
The word
it's the
in
same
the Bible is
thing.
made for a baby to understand it. It's just how you receive it. Yeah, it is. You got all these different contexts. You got the King James version. You got the Amplified version. All of it the same, saying the same thing.
Well, but because that's people took it.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's because them people took it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the reason I go back to that is because white people realize the value in that word, and that's what they use to control many nations.
Right. That's
They
right.
went into Africa,
That's
and,
right.
and
That's right.
I
You're right.
but whatever the tribal leader name, what they said, say when the missionary, when the Christians came to Africa, they had the Bible and they told the African to close his eyes, and when he opened his eyes, the white people had the land and we had the Bible.
There you go.
So that's what I'm saying. They use it for whatever purpose that they need it for.
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna tell you something crazy, right? Like I'm sitting there like setting everything up for the day. Me and Sean sitting in there talking, and you know what I'm saying, he talking to me about some things that was going on. I know just by listening to what we've been talking about done helped him a lot with his situation. And it helped me a lot with mine.
I mean, but that's what
you know
it's
what
all
I'm
about,
saying?
and
See,
hopefully-
that's how before I pushed record, I said, "Oh, this gonna be a good podcast."
I told you it was. I mean, I had a lot of stuff. I mean,
You see that? You see the face?
because
I
this
told
helped
you.
me,
I
because
told
this
you.
helped me because I'm able to talk, and while I'm talking, I'm making sense of a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I can get different perspectives from different people. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm still, man. I'm fucked up about my brother.
Oh yeah,
it's even on the way up here, man. I cannot. I don't know what's going on. I cannot. I have to, and it's tiresome. I have to constantly think about something else. Mm-hmm. Because if I don't, I'm gonna think about him.
I just gave his wife my phone so she could read a text, right? Mm-hmm. He sent me a text at 2:00. I don't know what time his brother was murdered.
2:15.
He sent me a text. It was at 2:01. At 2:01 a.m. telling me, "Hey man, we need to get this podcast jumping."
Right.
And at 2:15, his brother was murdered.
Wow. That was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to. Like I told him.
It's therapy for me.
I don't even know how to.
You know.
I ain't went through that.
Yeah.
I ain't lost nobody close to me like that. You feel what I'm saying?
It's heartbreaking.
I know.
And I know it's hard for a lot, but we got to a point where he was not just my brother, but he almost became like my son because he had told our father something, I guess about 4 or 5 months back. I had helped him do a lot of stuff, and I think he and my dad got into it. Mm-hmm. And he said, and maybe I'm taking this out of context, once again using that word, but he said, he called me Junior. He said, Junior has been a better father to me than you ever have.
Whoa, that's good.
And when he told me what he told me, then a few weeks later, my dad said the same thing. I mean, I'm having a conversation. He said, you more like a daddy than I am. And that gave me a sense of pride, but in the same sense, it also made me lament a lot of things. What I mean by lament a lot of things, he shouldn't have had to say that.
Right.
You know, he and my dad, they didn't really get along, even up until that.
Gotcha.
Now maybe something happened good that day, but as far as I know, the last incident that they had was not a good one. They had words. They, very much, finger pointing, fuck you,
right.
no, you don't know shit, So I think my dad probably deals with that, let alone the fact that he went in there and had to see his son on the floor with his head blown off like that. Believe you not. I didn't get to see that, and I probably wouldn't be right even if I had seen that, because I talked to Rico about it after his brother that happened to run it, and he said, man, that ain't something you can unsee.
Yeah.
And that's something that every night my dad would go to sleep, and I feel for him on that.
Yeah.
Every night he go to sleep, he see that. But I mean, it's I have to laugh to keep from crying, man. And this, to me, this therapeutic. And if I gotta make a 3-hour drive, and she with me, she says she prayed about it. She think we in agreement with it, and I hope it materializes into something. I really do. But even if it doesn't, this is therapy for me.
Gotcha.
This is me, and I got insurance. I got good insurance, but this is me not having to go to them people. And it may be a black person, but this is how I get my release.
Gotcha. I would, and you talking about like counseling or something like.
Yeah.
Look, man, I did not want to do no counseling,
but
because it's the
you,
stigma of it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not against it, but so.
No, I ain't saying. I'm saying it's a good thing for me. I tell anybody now. I don't care. I'll tell anybody now.
I mean,
man.
I'm not ashamed of it, but I had my neighbor tell me after I told him the situation. He wasn't against it for me. He was just saying about him. He's Jonathan's he's a Department of Transportation law enforcement officer. Mm-hmm. But he was like, a lot of times when they have traumatic experiences on the job, whether it's gunplay or whatever on the road, they send them to either get a psych evaluation or they send them for PTSD, counseling or whatever, like post-traumatic stress syndrome after the fact. And he was like, too many people knows about it. And I say, me at the point, I can give a fuck who knows about it.
Right,
I need to talk about this. I'm gonna be honest.
Gotcha.
I ain't having nobody hold. It's hurting if I hold it in, and I may do something stupid if I don't talk about it. If I don't release it, because I'm telling you, man, it's this shit borderline. Cause I'm just being real. I mean, it's like a switch that one day you can wake up and fuck it, I'm finna either do me or do somebody.
Right.
I mean, it's like why am I even living? I mean, it's like, why? I mean, what? It was supposed to be us. that's taken away from me. So it's like, why? You know, so, but this is helping me. So, you know, whatever comes out of it.
And it is what it is. We're gonna keep going through this.
That's it, man.
We're gonna keep pushing through it.
I got some stories that I'm reading.
Because you know what I'm saying. This is like a like talking about stuff. You never know what people going through. You never know, and it's all because. And I'm gonna take it back to high school.
Yes.
High school, like a lot of stuff wouldn't be talked about because motherfuckers. Oh
Yeah.
Yep.
But hey, man,
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about that. Even at the repass, I think it was repass that night. It was just stuff that was talked about and came out that you didn't even realize people were dealing with stuff like that in high school.
Yeah.
Like, what for that? That was going on. You fucked up like that? Like really? Yeah, man. I just ain't never tell nobody.
Right.
And then when you get older, you're like, as kids, we had to deal with this, and a lot of shit you didn't even know your peers were dealing with, and they shouldn't have had to deal with. You know, so it's crazy, man. I mean, you know,
we've been friends for a long time.
yeah.
I stayed in the projects. He used to come. He used to come over to the projects.
And see, that was another thing.
Yeah.
That's where everything was going on.
He used to come over to the projects. We were playing Take My Bowl and shit over in the projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we've been friends for a while, man. And it's like me, him, and he mentioned him earlier, Donabug. His name Donovan.
Yeah.
But Donabug, you know, and I said I was gonna like talk about this, but I ain't gonna really talk about it. But you seen them shirts I was wearing? It was I had to tell y'all what the shit meant.
Yeah.
Right. They knew.
That was his creation.
Yeah.
That was his creation. You know what I'm saying? He seen the things that I was doing as far as my t-shirts and stuff, and he was like, "Hey man, you ever thought about like taking a picture?" I say that to say this. When he said that his brother told his dad that he was more of a daddy to him, along that rim, I don't want to get it twisted. This friend right here, even though I got let me rephrase that. I had a best friend,
Right.
that did not support me on shit.
We ain't gonna call no name.
No, don't call no name. Don't call.
Then
That's that thing. That's
Don't call
that's
no
that
name.
on either side.
Right.
Which one is the good?
But see, my thing is this right here. Irregardless of whatever the situation was, I can always see the creativeness, even when he had a group. Black and mild.
I ain't even tell him I used to sing.
He took.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay.
I'm finna just be real with you. He took two motherfuckers that wouldn't have never probably saw Atlanta.
Atlanta,
He
Virginia.
borrowed a hat from me. He said, "Man, let me borrow the hat, man." Gave him the hat. He took a picture and everything. He had these boys up here, Jermaine Dupree man, trying to get them on.
Wow.
He cared enough. He cared enough, not just about himself, but he cared enough about trying to get out, trying to do some shit.
Yeah.
That
Crazy.
he gave a shit about other people to try to elevate them. And from what I know, everybody they get sidetracked or whatever. But I've always seen him do that. And that's one thing I've always admired and loved about him. He could take anything that you think ain't gonna fucking work. And I'm talking about like even before I was even thinking about Cole. This motherfucker Cole. Yeah, man, I'm like, yeah, man, you need to learn these.
Hey man, I had a 32-inch screen TV in the back of my Honda Accord playing a video game on it.
Yeah, I mean, like when we were,
but what I was saying about him, man, look, that story about, because it's hard to tell somebody when they play a bigger role than the person that's supposed to be playing their role.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell them that, but I never got that. All somebody need is that I believe in you.
Right.
Have y'all ever heard LeVar Ball talk about his son Lonzo And
I ain't never heard him talk
oh my
about it, but I
goodness,
know
man.
he talk about it. a lot,
Look up this last little interview he did, man. This shit put chills over my body. He know damn well his son ain't better than LeBron James, but he told them motherfucker them crackers on ESPN. LeBron, no, he said, what's that team? What's that guy name that play on the team with my son?
Yeah.
And he play on the Lakers, so.
But he learned how to monetize. See, that's the thing too.
But if I had, like, I ain't gonna say if I had, I got somebody that believe in me that much. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I did t-shirts as long as I did them.
It's just
Like, straight
timing
up.
too. It's just timing too, man. See, and that's the thing. And I felt like when I'm gonna be honest, when I gave him the idea, I was like, man, this shit finna take off. And what I got to realize, and this just me, and I told him, he probably can recall this. I trusted him enough that if he would have came up off of it, that he would have included me in whatever it was, monetarily or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You know, because my thing is, I had the vision, but he had the hands to put it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to make the fucking t-shirt. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was doing it. Okay, this is my vision and my idea. And he sent me some samples, and I'm like, no, not like that, like this. He sent me another one. I think the third one or the second one, maybe we got it right. Ironed it out, and he started making. But maybe it wasn't the timing. But he still said, and he told me a story about he met Arthur Blank. He didn't know who he was talking to.
But you know what I'm saying? But he's sitting there looking, the head kept going side to side.
You trying to figure it out?
And he said, I give up. What is it?
Yeah.
What's he talking about? What are you talking about? He said, and he was like, your shirt. I was like, oh, same shirt I sent him and said Madagascar. But you got to see it. You got to see it to know to read it.
Yeah.
But man, that's like some big shit, man. Cause it's like I said, there's a lot of shit I wouldn't have did. I always call him.
Yeah.
I call him.
And we just feed
man,
off each other.
Tell Marilyn, I got to talk to you for like 15 minutes.
That's me.
You know what I'm saying? Just that look.
She sound like a probation officer. You got about 15 minutes on the phone. You gonna be lights out.
But yeah, so look, I told y'all this was gonna be a good podcast, man. Look, so what I think we need to do, what I know we need to, like, even if it's a group chat with you know, anybody, get a group chat going on. Yeah. Like, it can be a text group chat. It can be however.
Okay.
I ain't on Facebook right now. I am on Kullchr, but I'm not on my real Facebook page. Okay. My Jesslissen page. Okay. That's where it goes down there.
I got you.
So, but yeah, so like, get in the group chat. We can get in the group chat and like through the week, you know, just hit some different things that's being talked about, some different things that come across our mind. Because I can take notes. It don't work that easy.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you what's good with what I do is
I had a couple of things, but go ahead.
I just experience. I'm like a sponge. I just experience this shit called life, and then when I come in here, and this is why I like this, I give my opinion on it, and some of it may be fact based, which most of it is. But just like we were talking, just like me and Sean was talking about earlier, you always have that exception to the rule. That something may not go or doesn't happen the way that it's supposed to. Right, so that's the side that I'm gonna say I err on the side of caution on that, but that's the side I just play on a little bit. I just give my opinion on, just like we talked about religion. Yeah, I know it's pros and cons about it, and what I mean by cons, some people feel like, and some people would tell you it's tons of stuff on YouTube. Jesus never existed. The 12 disciples never existed. Okay, all right, but at the end of the day, it's all about faith. And I believe, because of personal stuff that I have experienced, stuff that our daughter has told us that she couldn't have known anything about a child that we had to abort. And she was playing with this girl in her room. We never knew what sex it was.
She asked.
And she asked her. She never told her.
Never told her.
And Shadesha asked her mom. And she said, yeah, the little girl kept telling me she was my sister, but I never. But mama never gave me a name. Where the fuck does that come from?
Right.
Come on now. We ain't making this up.
Oh. You ain't got to tell me. I already know.
She asked her.
I already know it. I know the possibilities. I know what's real out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I
you know what I'm saying? So when you get hit with that, and at the time, what I probably would have been 22, 23. Probably. This was probably
right after her.
Yeah, this was 99, 2000. So you talking about
Deja the oldest?
Yeah, but this is when it happened. But she was older. She was older when she talked about it. She was like teenager when she talked about it. But she was adolescent. Well, I ain't gonna say adolescent. Probably 5, 6, maybe.
When she said
4.
The little girl used to come to her and play with her all the time. And she told Daisha that I'm your sister. And Daisha asked her, how you my sister? What's your name? She said, Mom didn't give me a name.
So,
man.
And I looked at her with pure tears in my eyes. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So, and that's why I told that story to piggyback off what I said earlier. That's how people really come to believe in God and in Jesus, is because of that personal experience, not reading the book. Right. Because it's all a personal experience anyway. Because it's personal to you. That's what makes you get in the book. By the experiences you have. You have. I can't explain it. What is this? And then you get in the book, and the book unpacks and unfolds all that in front of you, and then you're like, oh, okay, gotcha. That's why, and that's why George hit you with it like that, because see, now you at the point where you trying to really figure out, I don't need to put how
it's not that I'm, because I don't have a religion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But just be spiritual.
Yeah. I'm a real spiritual.
Yeah,
I'm a real spiritual person.
Because religious people ain't gonna get where they say they going. We just gonna say that religious people aren't going where they think they're going. So I just want to put that out there.
All right. So look, next week.
We can.
Next week. Okay. So next week, we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna start a group chat with somebody. You might, you want to throw some people in it, you can throw some people in it. You know what I'm saying?
Raymond would be good.
Like let's get some good, conversation going in the group chat that we can bring to the podcast.
Good stimulus.
All right, so I can line this up good.
You can line
on
it
the
up,
podcast.
Bro.
No, I'm saying so I can line this up good when I drop it in Final Cut. I want you to wave your hand in the air.
Yeah.
And I want you. We're gonna click the end button on 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Kullchr.